Anthony, how was your election night?
I was doing the show with Gavin, and Gavin was at a bar, so that deteriorated quite quickly to where it was just me doing the show with a few other guests that would pop in and out. But it was great. It was, it was different than 2020 in that it seemed very early on that we had momentum and there wasn't any stopping it. Like this wasn't going to be the 3 a.m. count that screws it up. States were confirming being called for Trump very early in the night. And, there were some surprises that were being called very early. Georgia, they took forever to call that. But, I mean, it didn't waver. It was a Trump state. And that was very important from what we'd seen. North Carolina, another thing. I mean, if you look at the anger in those red counties in North Carolina for the neglect of this administration and helping them after Helene, you had to know they were going to vote for Trump, and they did. Pennsylvania, it got me a little nervous at first because it looked like Philly and Pittsburgh numbers were coming in really fast right off the bat, and Kamala was ahead like 75 35, whatever it is, to Trump in Pennsylvania. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And then I look at the map and none of the counties in the middle were even starting to count yet. So when they started coming in and you saw no more numbers from Philly coming in, no more numbers from Pittsburgh, but all these other counties were coming up. And and then that whole blue wall just coming down. It was a great night to watch an election that you thought you'd never see in this country again. I was completely sold that we were done seeing an actual election where the votes counted. And I thought it was done. I thought the cheat was always going to be there. And I think they were cheating in some aspects. People were trying to pull shenanigans, but I think the too big to rig thing worked. I mean, it seemed like a legit election.
I remember he was saying, vote early. And I was like, well, if you vote early, then do the Democrats know what kind of numbers they need to make up? Or is he telling us that because that's what we need to do? And if we wait till election day, well, then it's trickier. So I voted early. And
I tell you what happened is I've been bugging people about this for years. The answer is, it's going to sound very geeky because I'm geeky sometimes, but it's true. It's more and more observers. The more observers you put out there, better chance, because people do not want to get caught. That's the number one thing. And I saw throughout New York State, there were a lot of observers. I've been talking about it for months. People asked me.
Volunteered. Yeah, she was an
observer. Yeah. 100%. People volunteered. There were observers everywhere. That is one of the reasons why I felt the most comfortable that I ever felt. I knew there were tons and tons of observers.
Couldn't pull shenanigans.
Also, the only states she won are the ones with no voter ID.
Yeah.
That's it. Every state that had no voter ID, she won. So
that's something I hope Trump can pull off during his presidency is, a bill that says, hey, you have to be an American citizen. You have to show identification to vote nationally. This isn't something that should fall into the state's hands when you're dealing with a federal presidential election.
Yeah.
But it's racist to show ID.
Yeah, of course.
The lady at my polling place didn't want to see
figure out how to get ID. There's nothing more racist than a liberal like Kathy Hochul. These black kids in the Bronx, they never even heard of the word computer.
The word computer.
They can't even spell ID.
I don't know how to be in a computer. Chrissie set this up for me. I couldn't.
Right, of course.
Chrissie set it up for me. I can't do this. It's
that
a computer. I can't do this shit.
When she said that, everyone was just like, are you out of your fucking mind saying that?
Well, that's what they're like. They're like, oh, they can't get ID. They're too dumb. It's like, holy shit, that's racist.
Liberals are amongst the most racist people. They just think they're being like maternal or something. They think they're coddling and helping.
People.
We're helping.
Oh, hold on, guys. I don't know if you know this. See, after 2020, I could use a computer. And the reason why, what happened was I didn't vote for Biden and they took my black card.
That explains why you're not that
Well,
black.
he warned everybody If you don't vote for me, you're not black.
Not black. I didn't vote for him. So
it's a shame.
The advantage of losing my black card is I got a computer. So
and better credit.
So it all balances out. Yep.
Kind of balanced out. It's fine. Kind of balanced out.
That's good. Yeah. And so at what point in the night, Anthony, for you, were you like, okay, that's it. We got it.
Pretty early on, but I did not want to jinx this. It's so weird how much credence you'll put in that voodoo shit, like jinxing or saying something too soon. I didn't want to tweet anything out too early. I started mocking some people on social media that were still talking about a Kamala blowout, you know?
Right.
So I'm like, really? Do you see what's happening? I wasn't saying, do you see we got this wrapped up or one? I'm just like, are you watching what is progressing? Like, and I was saying, look, I don't know how this is going to end. I fully expect the cheat to come in. So I was being very, very cautious in my optimism. But I guess by midnight, I had complete faith that we had gotten this and taken it. But a lot of like AP didn't call it. CNN obviously didn't call it.
Yeah.
Fox News had called it before that. They had called Pennsylvania and then Wisconsin, and it just was over by then. They didn't even need Pennsylvania at that point. I think they had already started looking at the other states. Arizona and Nevada were unnecessary at that point. So I started looking and going, I think Trump is the winner here. So just after midnight, I started really feeling confident.
Yeah, the whole time I just couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, how come it just felt so easy? I was like, why is this going so smoothly? Like
easy because they ran on abortion and transing kids.
Yeah.
It's, as far as I could tell, that's the only two fucking things they actually get animated about.
Oh, it was freedom and joy.
Anything else.
Didn't you get it? It was freedom and joy. Why didn't you get it, Cecil?
Freedom and joy.
Joy. When you have less freedom, they have more joy. Yeah. That's how that works. You should have figured that out. That's
the economy was such a big issue, and they wouldn't give any answers on it. Whenever she was asked about the economy, she said, well, we're going to stop the stores from price gouging, which has nothing to do why your groceries are expensive.
Yeah, it's the cost of energy. It's not the stores.
Energy is a huge part of it. And the other thing they did was just deny that there was even an issue. And, you could lie to people about things that might not directly affect them. Some weird, vague political thing and go, well, I've always been for that, or that's going great, But when people are suffering and they know fuck well that they were able to buy things 4 years ago for a lot cheaper, not just the normal 4-year increase in price, but unbelievable inflation. And they tell them, no, it's great. Trump or Biden has brought down inflation and you're doing much better.
Just stupid. You just don't understand how the economy works.
Yeah, you're just an idiot is pretty much what they're saying.
To the grocery store and fucking see this. What used to be $50 is $150. And it's like, but this person's looking you dead in the eye. No, you don't understand. The economy's doing great. And it's like, fuck
that
they're just gaslighting straight to their face.
That I think was a huge part.
That was it.
But you just can't directly lie to someone's face that is holding the truth in their hands at the moment that they know and experience on a daily basis. They're buying gas. They're going to the grocery store. They know. And when they're told that it's not hurting you and the economy's great,
it's doing good.
Well, I think you're a fucking liar.
Don Lemon was on the street doing like man on the street stuff, saying all these talking points to regular people. And like, it was great watching the people be like, that's bullshit. Like, these weren't super media savvy or not people that knew everything about politics and all the policies. They just were like, no, that's bullshit. Like, there's no way that the economy is.
I was surprised. I was very surprised he was doing those and not just editing them to stay in the bubble. He was interviewing a fuckload of people I saw going, I don't like this woman. I don't like, the economy sucks. The border is out of control. And he kind of, ran with it. Not seeing as how he's got much of choice. Maybe he's trying to convert in his perception.
No. He just wants eyeballs. That dude's struggling. He's trying to sue Elon Musk.
Yeah, that's what I figure.
Yeah, the problem with guys like him is they sit on CNN for X number of years and they think they're amazing. They're not amazing. CNN had an airport contract. That's why people watched him. I'm not even joking.
It's an airport contract.
In every airport, you have to have CNN on it. They had a contract.
Right.
So of course they all see him. It's in every airport. Well, they lost that contract. So nobody watches CNN anymore. No one watched Don Lemon. He thought he was special. So he got out thinking that he was special, and he realized, oh no, I'm like every other schmuck. I can't make any money anymore. But he's got a lifestyle that he wants to keep. So now he's got to go out and do this.
It's expensive to be gay.
Yeah.
In New York City? Yeah, it is.
It's expensive.
Yeah, it is.
It is. You have nice clothes.
You gotta be fashionable. You gotta have a nice place.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's yeah, you're right.
It was entertaining to see how much money Kamala spent on all that. She spent $10 million on Beyonce, and she didn't even sing. $5 million.
Didn't even sing.
Didn't sing, not a note. $5 million for Megan Thee Stallion, $3 million for Lizzo, and that's just her food budget, and $1.8 million for Eminem.
That's her Ozempic budget.
That was her Ozempic budget. The wasted $20 million right there. Let's see, what does she say?
I would have sang for half.
I can't get over these numbers. $10 million for Beyonce to step up and back Kamala Harris publicly. $5 million for Megan Thee Stallion. $3 million for Lizzo. $1.8 million for Eminem. I mean, is that normally how it goes?
No, that was $1.8 million for Lizzo's M&Ms.
I've never seen that.
I don't know, for $10 million. Wow. I might have backed Harris for $10 million myself. I'm just saying, that's probably not bad sellout numbers. I mean,
that's how phony they are. Everything was a lie. Every part of her campaign was a deception. It was every bit of it was a lie. Every word out of their mouth, everybody that came up to promote them. Look, for $10 million, you get a lot of people that'll go up on stage and say, yes, I love this candidate.
I might have done it too, man. I'm being forward. You give me $10 million back Harris. I might have been a Harris supporter this year.
Yeah.
A billion.
Phony.
Even Bruce Springsteen got 2.5 million. There's a whole bigger list than that of like the amount they were throwing at celebrities. By the way, this made me proud of America because I really thought we were just beyond that point of stupid where the fact that America just looked at these we never saw this many celebrity endorsements.
Oh,
ever.
no.
It was
in my life, I've never. And the fact that America was just like, go fuck yourself. Like,
we're done.
This landslide against them is great.
This was obvious. This was obvious. America has been against its institutions for years. They've been begging for it for years. And the Democrats did the dumbest thing they could possibly do. They literally put Hillary Clinton 2.0 up. They put the most establishment person they could possibly put up when America was begging for anything that didn't work, that was not establishment. We hate the establishment. We can't stand it. It has failed us for years. We didn't care about the jab. They were wrong. The virus, they were wrong. The wars, they're wrong. They're wrong on our education. They're wrong. They're wrong on everything. And now, what did she do? She goes, my policy works because 31 economists say so. We were like, we don't care about them. The economists are always wrong. We don't care.
And then she talks about her middle-class upbringing and the evil billionaires. And the only billionaire with Trump is Elon. And you could arguably say that this is one of the most important people on earth at this time with what Elon has done over the course of his lifetime. And he's not even done yet. Yet, who was coming up on the stage with Kamala? Oprah, billionaire. Tyler Perry, billionaire. Bruce Springsteen, billionaire. Beyonce, billionaire. She's had a parade of billionaires come up there that got paid to be up there. And then she's crying about Trump's billionaire friends. Where are they? Where are they?
Also, the left loves to rag on Trump like, he's going into debt or whatever, and it's like they went into debt paying for all these endorsements.
She's crying because she had to pay for all her billionaire endorsements. His is for free. This Elon's going for
no, they're paying him.
That's what
Elon paid him.
Yeah,
right.
Elon voluntarily did speeches, rallies. He got up there and spoke about what was important to this country that he felt, what was the best course of action for America from his point of view as an innovator, as a huge businessman with cutting edge technology. This is what we need as entrepreneurs from a president. And he was proud to do that. And an immigrant, like the most successful immigrant story. And he's backing Trump. And they try to pin Trump as this anti-immigration guy. It's spectacular.
He actually paid for the Pennsylvania whole ground game.
Yeah.
So it's not like they had to pay Musk. Musk paid for the Pennsylvania ground game.
Amazing.
Didn't he set up a PAC where he gave like $1 million?
Yeah, giving $1 million bucks.
50 million. He gave 50 million, and that PAC supported Pennsylvania. So I'm talking about, yes, exactly, Chrissy. Again, your point is Harris had to pay $10 million to get an endorsement.
Yep.
Elon gave $50 million to get an endorsement.
Right.
Wow.
Speaks volumes right there, my friend.
And to how fake she is, even on the day of when she's like pretending to call a voter. Oh, you did? Oh, she voted for me. And she holds up the phone and it's on the camera app. It's like everything is fake.
Every single thing was deceptive. It was all a lie. And we saw through it. Thank God there were enough people, because I thought we were just an entire nation of dimwits at this point.
I did, I'll be honest.
Yeah. So when on election night, we started seeing those counts come in and these people really pushing against what they were seeing coming out of Kamala's camp. I was, wow, it was encouraging. I feel much better. I was so black-pilled pre-election, and now I'm back to being red-pilled, and I'm happy to, see what happens.
I was like, if he wins, I was like, Trump might win, but they're not going to let him be president. Like, he'll win, but then they'll change the
right.
Like,
well, he's not sworn in yet, so
safe. He's got to stay really safe these next couple of months, and keep praying for him. And imagine how differently this election would have gone if it weren't for podcasts, right? If she were allowed to just speak a half hour at a time in sound bites,
only on mainstream media too, where they can make it look however they want. The podcast, we got to see people. Yeah, when you saw JD Vance doing Theo Von and even Rogan, he went from they were calling him a weirdo when they had this Tim Walz fucking mental patient as their vice presidential candidate. They immediately were calling JD Vance a mental or a weirdo. You see him on these shows. He was so endearing. He was so normal. Just a guy, a guy with some faults. He made some mistakes in his life. Patriotic, nice enough guy, and a sense of humor. Like Theo was saying some shit, and he would just start laughing like a real fucking human being. Well, speaking of real fucking human beings, Keanu.
Kiki.
She's here.
It's elegies for Kiki. Yes. Isn't that JD Vance?
We were talking about the election and how we had no hope, and now hope has been restored.
But believe me, Chrissy, wasn't I the first person to say he got shot?
He did.
A bullet grazed his ear. There's no way he's not winning. I'm not particular. Hi, Larry. How are you, by the way? But I had hope. I knew he would win the whole time. I know.
I actually too. I called the day before. I did not think he'd win Michigan and Wisconsin. That shocked me. The decisiveness of the victory is what surprised me. But I knew he was going to win.
I thought he would get Wisconsin, not Michigan.
Yeah, one or the other. Like right. But both of them were huge, and then everything else. 7 out of 7.
The popular vote on top of it. The popular vote too.
Yeah, and the popular vote. When you talk about a blowout in this day and age, 7 out of 7 swing states. You can't argue that wasn't a complete blowout.
He lost Jersey, I think, by 5 points. And how much did he lose?
5%
How much did he lose
Jersey
by?
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Hey, we need this fucking Trump guy.
He lost Jersey by 16 points last time and only 5 this time.
Yeah.
So there's a massive.
He took chunks. He took chunks out of New York, Jersey.
A lot of counties in New York, a lot of the boroughs, which is weird. Like the Bronx really went for fucking
He went to
Trump.
the Bronx. No one goes to the Bronx.
Yeah.
Yep.
Went to the Bronx. Did a big, big.
When I'll give you this is gonna sound great. People said he shouldn't go. I was like, it's the best thing he could have done. When I ran for governor in 2018, I went to the smallest places in upstate New York where nobody else went. I was an independent. I was a libertarian. I got 26% of the vote in some of these places. Why? I showed up. That was the reason. I showed up and no one ever shows up. And no one shows up in the Bronx. And when Trump showed up in the Bronx, they went, you got my vote. You showed up.
That's so true.
Yes.
Well, again, I thought people were so stupid that they would buy into all that shit. Trump goes to New York. He does Madison Square Garden, packs it out. That's huge in a blue city like New York
outside,
City.
It was for blocks outside.
Yeah. And what do? Oh, it's a Hitler Nazi rally. And I'm like, God damn, they're these brainwashing fucking mass media companies. But again, thank God for things like X and social media and podcasts. It wasn't like 2020 where they had wiped out every conservative voice. Between 2016 and 2020, they went, we ain't letting this fucking happen again. They got rid of every voice, including Trump. And when Elon purchased Twitter, X, those voices came through. The proof that they're lying came through. Hey, didn't Kamala say this like 2 days ago? Bam, there it is. Not getting removed. The person isn't getting suspended for posting it. So I think that had a huge impact on Trump's victory.
That's why they hate Elon.
Hate him
because he really. This couldn't have happened without him. Because it was an instant fact check, and he is the mainstream news because of it. Because hey, that doesn't sound right. You could actually go to somebody who's like, I'm in front of this news story, sending pictures off their phone and fact checking the fucking narrative of the news right in real time.
There. Yes. And it worked.
Just
also,
the amount of
California got 40%
showed up to the Garden. It's no small feat to sell out the Madison Square Garden. And that's in New York, where people are like, we hate him here. He can never come back. Oh, fuck you.
Yeah,
the Garden,
all of Staten Island came out, and
not just that, there weren't protests outside. That's the other thing.
There
that was the biggest thing, that there weren't counter protests. Oh, that didn't exist.
That's a good point.
Like, was it?
There weren't protests. There were 100,000 of his fans outside. There was they could have filled the Garden 5 times with the amount of people that were there.
Yep.
Yeah, but there's enough blue-haired people in New York City that could have showed up if they wanted to. They just didn't. They didn't care. There's enough of them. You know, Keanu, there's enough of them.
Exactly.
There's tons of them. They could have done it.
Taylor Swift could have run as a third party. Exactly.
She could have.
Oh, God.
She didn't.
And like these endorsements by celebrities, not only insanely expensive, you get to see what they're actually being paid, but like really, they didn't get their money's worth. I don't think.
No. I think it's a negative in a lot of.
They dropped $1 billion and lost an election. You give me $1 billion, I'm galactic overlord.
Right.
There's no doubt I lose any election.
I'll get a garden rake elected. Yeah.
100%. But $1 billion,
she's
I
in
am
debt.
galactic overlord.
She's in debt, right?
20 million.
Yeah, she's $20 million in debt.
So how does she? First of all, who paid for that then? And how does she get
calling donors who are pissed? Her donors are pissed,
and they spent it. So a lot of these vendors are the ones that are left holding the bag. You know, they go, "Hey, you got 20 million in outstanding bills," and they go, "Yeah, it's terrible. How about you know, we don't pay you for all those shirts that you printed out for.
We'll send you another Harris Walls hat. We'll call
it. Yeah, there you go.
You know, do you think I was thinking about this the other day. Do you think they send all of the like Harris Walls victory shirts to third world countries like they do with the Super Bowl?
Over to like the Congo or the Ivory Coast.
There's an entire battalion of child soldiers in Zaire right now that's got like
yeah, they have no idea who's president and they have no idea who's really winning the Super Bowl.
They're 13. They'll be fine. They don't know. They have no idea. 13.
They're like, I am just happy to have a shirt.
They don't care.
Wow, it's so exciting.
The DPR is having that fight right now.
It was. I needed this so bad too, man. I was like, a couple of days or 3 days before the election, it really started hitting me like, if he loses and she wins and she's the president, I am really going to be pissed off, like and sad and depressed.
Yeah.
I was just like, God, and I expected it. That was the worst part is like, I fully expected that that's what was going to happen. And I'm going to be sitting here going, I got to deal 4 years of these morons again. And this horse shit that everyone's sick of. So it was just more, it was more than just, oh, our team won. You know, I was rooting for this and it won. It has an impact. We're seeing like that, you know, hopefully things will get better. It's a light at the end of the tunnel.
And
yeah.
He won by a landslide. I kept telling Eugene, my husband, right? You know him, you love him, right? I'm not particularly political, but from an outsider's perspective, I'm like, are we gonna stop pouting? He's winning. No.
Nope.
I'm like, wait, he's winning. Look, Ohio, this one, that one. He's like, no. I'm like, he's making his speech. Are we done pouting? No.
I love it.
He's pouting for the past.
And I'm like, it's time to celebrate now.
He just finished his first year in office.
They still fucking cheated. I'll tell you that much.
Dino!
Larry, explain this to me.
Will you leave Larry alone?
Explain to me how Donald Trump, right, wins Arizona, and his hand-picked woman, Carrie Lake, literally, I believe she's called Trump in heels. People vote Trump, and then they go down the ballot and say, but no, not her.
I don't get that either.
So now let me say, I was like that. I'm like, she's like, you're happy now? I'm like, I'm still not happy. I will not be happy till they, and 3 days later when Kamala goes, and I'm going to ensure a peaceful transition of power, I talked to the president. So you're going to go up to Donald Trump and be like, you know, this seat you had for 4 years, you know, this place where I've never been in my fucking life because I'm a dumb lying twat. I'm going to help you sit there. Shut up. Make me a sandwich.
Well, let me give you 2 pieces if I could. Number one, hold on.
Let's reframe it as you can't just be happy that he won.
No, I'm still not happy.
Okay,
I'm still not
2
happy.
pieces.
Larry, your
Number
thoughts?
one, they literally called him Hitler. They literally said that they were Nazis. And now that they win, they're going to help him transition. So if I'm running against Hitler and he wins, I'm going to say, let me help you build the camps. Let me help you put in a train, right? No, if he's really Hitler, I'm not going to help him transition into a Nazi fascist state, which means they knew they were lying the entire time.
Of course.
They knew it was bullshit the entire time. They knew, but their followers, and that's why their followers are shaving their heads now, because they all think they're going to camps, because they were told that the world's ending when the world was never going to end. That's the reason. So
I can't give Larry a better compliment than if he ran against Hitler. I'd be torn. I'd be like,
oh, can I vote twice?
All I'm saying is,
no, we're not
it was
Democrats.
Clearly all a lie, number one. And they should, in theory, if he's as bad as they say, is they shouldn't be helping him do anything. But of course they are, because it was
Why
all
did
a lie.
Jill Biden want to have tea with Melania and she declined? Did you hear that?
No.
Because they've said so much bad shit about her husband. Why the fuck would
I 100% agree. If I were Melania, I'm like, it took you this many years to put me on Vogue, the most attractive first lady that ever existed. Now I've won twice. Why would I have
well, Kiana, you also agree because you have a husband that everyone talks shit about.
Oh, absolutely. I know Melania's plight.
Yes.
Wait, did she get on Vogue after all?
Actually,
I don't think so.
I think she
Good
actually
one,
was. Yeah. But right. Anna Wintour, if she hasn't been on Vogue, and I think she actually has been on Vogue now. But no, the
truth is she should be on every single magazine on earth. She's the first lady. This was after the 2016 election. She should have been on every single fashion magazine, health magazine, all that shit. Nothing. They put these blimps on there saying this is healthy. They put disgusting hairy armpitted frauds on there, and you know, Melania, God's gift to first ladies as far as fashion and looks go, and you couldn't find her on a magazine cover.
You literally can't even spell magazine without MAGA.
True.
Never thought about that.
She's a fashion icon. It's not about even politics, but it is about politics because they didn't want to put her on the fucking magazine.
Of course not.
So I agree with her being like, you know what, Jill, I declined to have tea with you, Jill. I think, and that's what I would do too. Be like, all right, bye.
Yeah.
She's just saying, when are you going to move out of my house?
Yeah.
That's what she's saying.
Get out of my house.
When are you gonna move out of my house? When are you gonna move out? That's it.
Yeah,
Get out of my house.
Love you guys. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for the comments. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye. All right. Love you guys. God, I don't even want to leave. This candle smells so good. I don't want to leave. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Love you all. Join the Discord. Feet. Love you all. Wow. You guys are awesome. Bye, guys. Bye. Now I'm really leaving. Love you. Bye.